Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and welcome to a special urgent report that has sent shockwaves through the glittering sun-drenched world of reality television. Today, we're diving headfirst into a scandal that has rocked one of the most popular dating shows, Love Island, mere days after its highly anticipated new season began. A contestant seemingly poised for romance and drama has been abruptly removed from the villa under mysterious circumstances. But truth, it turns out, is far darker and more serious than a simple dumping. We're talking about Yulissa Escobar, whose sudden exit from the Love Island villa has ignited a firestorm of controversy, exposing the dark underbelly of pre-show past and the swift, unforgiving judgment of the online world. This isn't just about a reality TV contestant leaving. It's a stark reminder of accountability in the digital age and the immediate, undeniable consequences of offensive language. Get ready for an unvarnished look at the shocking revelation that forced Love Island to take unprecedented action, and why Yulissa Escobar's journey for love came to such an abrupt and ignominious end. The siren call of summer, romance, and dramatic entanglements echoes loudly across our screens once more as the latest season of Love Island, that irresistible reality television phenomenon, has just begun its highly anticipated run. For those unfamiliar with its intoxicating allure, Love Island is more than just a dating show. It's a social experiment, a summer camp for eligible singles who live together in a lavish villa, typically in an exotic locale, all while navigating a complex game of musical chairs with their romantic relationships. They form couples, face challenges, and strive to avoid being dumped from the island, all under the watchful eye of millions of viewers who often have the power to vote for their favorite or least favorite islanders. It's a format ripe for online commentary, with the side conversation on social media often becoming as much a part of the entertainment as the show itself. Fans become invested, forming allegiances, expressing outrage, and passionately debating every glance, every kiss, and every dramatic confrontation. Love Island USA, a captivating spin-off of the incredibly popular UK reality series, has proven to be a massive boon for NBC and its streaming service, Peacock. The show has cultivated a dedicated fan base, particularly with its prior seasons, with season 6 for instance, producing 3 closely followed couples whose post-villa relationships continue to generate significant buzz. The show thrives on its unpredictable nature, the genuine connections and heartbreaking betrayals that unfold, and the raw, unfiltered emotions of its 20-something cast members, all looking for love, fame, or perhaps a combination of both, amidst the backdrop of a sun-drenched, temptation-filled paradise, this season set in the idyllic shores of Fiji. However, the idyllic facade of this new season has already been shattered, and the sunny skies over the Fiji villa have been clouded by a brewing storm of controversy. Love Island. Season 7 isn't even a week old, having premiered just recently, and it is already deeply mired in scandal. This isn't the usual dramatic recoupling or a minor disagreement over who gets the last sun lounger. This is something far more serious, something that strikes at the core of social responsibility and the very values a mainstream television show attempts to project. The focus of this immediate, widespread controversy is none other than contestant Yulissa Escobar. Poised to be one of the season's breakout personalities, the 27-year-old had by all accounts just begun her journey for love in the villa. Yet with shocking swiftness and an almost unprecedented lack of on-screen explanation, Escobar was abruptly ousted from the villa during the second episode of season 7, which aired on June 4th. Viewers tuning in were met with a stark and sudden announcement from the show's narrator, Ian Sterling, delivered with minimal fanfare and no explicit detail. Yulissa has left the villa. This departure immediately stood out as different from the traditional exits that loyal Love Island fans have come to expect. Typically, contestants are either dumped from the island through a public vote, where viewers decide who they want to send home, or they are voted off by their fellow islanders in a dramatic recoupling ceremony. In both scenarios, there is usually a clear explanation, often a tearful goodbye and a moment for the departing islander to reflect on their time. But for Yulissa Escobar, there was none of that. Her exit wasn't part of a planned public vote, nor was it the result of a decision by her fellow castmates. Instead, it was an abrupt, unexplained removal orchestrated by the powers that be, the show's producers and the network. This unusual methodology immediately signaled to astute viewers that something significant, something potentially problematic, had transpired off camera, demanding her immediate expulsion. The reasons behind this sudden and forceful removal, though, not explicitly stated on air during the episode, quickly became horrifyingly clear to those following the show's pre-broadcast buzz. For many, Yulissa Escobar's unceremonious exit was not just welcome, it was an anticipated and even demanded outcome. The controversy surrounding Escobar began to reach a fever pitch even before the show began to air. Social media, ever vigilant and unforgiving, became the battleground for a wave of backlash when several damning clips of her using a racial slur on a podcast surfaced online. The specific slur, aimed at black people, was used by Escobar when she was describing previous relationship, a detail that only amplified the outrage. The offensive language, recorded and publicly available, quickly spread across various platforms, igniting a firestorm of criticism. Fans of Love Island, a show that prides itself on being a fun, diverse, and inclusive space, at least in theory, reacted with immediate and profound disgust. The backlash reached a fever pitch online, with legions of viewers vowing to actively vote her off the island at the very first opportunity they got. The sentiment was clear, her presence was unwelcome, and her past remarks were indefensible. That opportunity, however, never came for the voting public. Less than 20 minutes into the second episode, viewers were simply told by narrator Ian Sterling that Yulissa has left the villa. The swiftness of the action speaks volumes. It indicates that the production team and the network, Peacock, were acutely aware of the escalating public outcry and recognized the severe reputational damage that Yulissa Escobar's continued presence on the show would inflict. In the rapidly evolving landscape of media accountability, where past actions can resurface with devastating speed, the decision to remove her preemptively was a calculated move to mitigate further scandal and reaffirm the show's commitment, at least outwardly, to a certain standard of conduct. The fallout from Escobar's sudden departure, though perhaps anticipated by the producers, had immediate consequences within the villa's burgeoning dynamics. At the time of her abrupt removal, Yulissa Escobar, the Miami native, had already been coupled up with 22-year-old Ace Green from Los Angeles. Their coupling, brief as it was, added an unexpected twist to Green's journey for love. With Escobar gone, Green was immediately rendered single, suddenly free to recouple with the other bikini-clad 20-somethings looking for love in NBC's Fiji Love Island villa. This abrupt shift in dynamics not only left Green in an awkward position, but also highlighted the raw, unscripted nature of reality TV, where real-world consequences, even those stemming from pre-show controversies, can directly impact the on-screen narrative. The decision by Peacock and the show's producers to take swift and decisive action against Yulissa Escobar without even offering a public explanation during the broadcast speaks volumes about the current climate of accountability in entertainment. In an era where past social media posts, podcast comments, and public statements can be instantly unearthed and widely disseminated, celebrities and public figures, even those on reality TV, are held to an increasingly high standard. The pervasive reach of the internet ensures that nothing truly disappears, and that offensive remarks, particularly those involving racial slurs, will inevitably resurface and generate significant backlash. The immediate and fierce reaction from Love Island fans underscores the audience's growing demand for authenticity and inclusivity from their entertainment. Viewers are no longer passive consumers. They are active participants, willing to use their collective voice on social media to demand consequences for behavior they deem unacceptable. This shift in audience power is a powerful force, capable of shaping production decisions and influencing the trajectory of careers. The fact that fans were already vowing to vote her off before they even had the chance highlights the preemptive nature of the show's decision. They understood that waiting for a public vote would only prolong the controversy, turning the early episodes into a discussion about racial insensitivity rather than romance and drama. The stakes for Love Island USA are considerable. As a spin-off of a hugely successful international franchise, it carries the weight of maintaining brand integrity and attracting a broad audience. Season 6's success, which produced genuine fan-favorite couples, demonstrated the show's potential for positive engagement. Allowing a contestant with a history of using racial slurs to remain on screen even for a short period would have jeopardized at goodwill, potentially alienating a significant portion of its viewership and attracting negative media attention. The swift removal, therefore, can be seen as a damage control measure, an attempt to publicly distance the brand from the offensive. Remarks and signal its commitment to maintaining a certain image. USA Today's outreach to Peacock for comment further emphasizes the seriousness of the situation, indicating that media outlets were actively seeking official confirmation and explanation for the unprecedented nature of Escobar's departure. While a public statement from Peacock has yet to be widely released, or may not be for some time, the actions taken on screen speak louder than any press release. Yulissa Escobar's abrupt exit serves as a powerful cautionary tale for aspiring reality TV stars and public figures alike. In an age of pervasive digital footprints, a person's past online behavior can catch up to them with devastating speed, irrespective of their current aspirations or the carefully curated persona they attempt to project. The consequences for offensive language, particularly racial slurs, are immediate and severe, transcending the boundaries of casual conversation to impact professional opportunities and public standing. The Love Island villa, intended as a haven for romance and fun, became a crucible of accountability for Yulissa Escobar, proving that even in a highly controlled reality television environment, the real world, with its demands for social responsibility, can intrude with undeniable force. Her journey for love ended not with a broken heart, but with a public reckoning. A stark reminder that in the unforgiving glare of the spotlight, your past can truly define your present and future. And there, you have it. A shocking real-world consequence playing out on the most public of stages. Yulissa Escobar's abrupt departure from Love Island is a stark reminder that in today's digital age, accountability is swift, and the past is never truly buried. We'll continue to monitor this evolving story and other breaking news from the world of entertainment. Thank you for joining us for this special report. Good day.